Uh, I got this game. I haven't seen this video in a long time, but I'm familiar with the game. As maybe I don't know 10 years, but I want to watch it fresh with you. Ron Henley, Grandmaster Ron Henley versus young Judit Polgar. At 16, she was already killing everyone. Don't be fooled. She was beating everybody up when she was like 9 at the New York Open. I mentioned it. She had a like a doll at the table. Maybe I think it was teddy bear or something, and she was just killing a friend of mine at 5-1. So she was already. I think she won the under 1600 section when she was like 8. She came to New York Open. I think she won 10,000. Those are when the prizes were very big. So Ron Henley is a buddy of mine. We used to play on Wall Street quite a bit and sort of tournaments around New York. Very strong. He was a Wall Street trader. He ended up being a Wall Street trader and very successful. So he was in the Amex all the time, and I was on the street. And the tables were right next to the stock exchange. So he would come out and play me for lunch. And the best I ever did was we were tied 5-5 last game, and he beat me that game. And that was the best session I ever had with him. Um, mm, Anyways, now I think he lives in Florida or something. He's like retired, very successful. All right. Um, People ask me, somebody said, why you always have a green hat? Why are you always wearing a hat in the videos? Well, it's because I got gray hair. And gray and green go very well together. Also, I'm just glued to this hat. It keeps me in touch with my hood upbringing. You know, when everybody was wearing, it was a more romantic time. We had 40-ounce Kango. This is a Kango. Yeah, 40-ounce Kango. Oh, I gotta skip this. 40-ounce Kango and a tray bag. That's what it was. And Adidas with fat laces. What else? Lee's. Okay, here we go. E4, E5, knight C6, takes. Okay. Oh, bishop C5. Yeah, he's kind of a spicy player. Nah. Bishop E2 is actually better probably than Bishop D3, believe it or not. Although Rublevsky was playing Bishop D3. Rublevsky was playing this a long time. Look how young she is. But the focus, you can see the fire in her eyes. She's totally alive. Knight C3. Look how Ron did this with knight E7. I suppose he wants F5 or something. Counterplay. This is a bit unusual. You have to play A6. You don't know. I think A6 is kind of mandatory. Why A5? See, I wouldn't want to weaken the B5 square. And I think A6 is a better move. I've had this position myself. You just, yeah, you let him play A5, but so what? I would rather not have this weakness on B5 personally, but okay. See, now that's the deepness of Bishop E2. There was no tempo against the bishop on D3. Whoa, this is a little weird. Why isn't she playing like F4 or F5? Or F4, there was knight G6, right? And then we go bishop G3. What's the problem there? Oh, and then probably, oh, and then knight F5 maybe. Okay, something ain't right. These bishops are out on the side. Have you ever seen a game like this where the bishop's on H5 and the other one H4? Things are spaced out here. Something doesn't smell right. Ron's a little bit slow. Likes to take his time. Yeah. So no. Okay. Queen F5 maybe. That doesn't do anything. He's going to bring some rooks in the game. What's the plan? What is the plan, to be honest? Okay. I like how cool she is. See, he's flipping out and she's like stone cold. It's another good move. Some dark squares. Queen f6, queen g5. She must, maybe she played knight 8, knight e4, then maybe f5. Oh, you can't play f5. Whoa! Never in a million years. He couldn't play f5. This rook was hanging on e8. Never in a million years would I play f4 with these dark squares and a dark bishop. Now, if something comes on the h line, you just resign. You just get checkmated. Interesting to see the youth, like that she didn't quite understand the danger, because a more mature Polgar would never open her king like that. No, this got to be toast. I mean, it's not so simple to get there, is it? I mean, you gotta play queen d1 maybe and queen f3. Queen d1. Oh, I don't know. Let's try to defend like this. How do we... you want to interpose something. That's a good move. Look at that. Rook e2. Sharp. Now you can just win a bunch of pawns. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This wasn't shining moment, but she's still ice cold. Look at her. Look at her. She don't feel it. It's like, I mean, if she was running a bluff, you wouldn't know. You would not know. It's a problem. You'd figure a guy who's trading millions of dollars every day wouldn't be this nervous. Maybe he doesn't care about money and he loves chess. That's usually how it goes. Like, money is just primary function and chess is passion. You can target the b pawn. The rook b8 is probably fine. You lose some pawns back for the knight c4, but it's okay. You start trading everything and up a few units. And she doesn't go for that. Okay. No, he's starting to butcher it. See, that cool demeanor pays off. She's still analyzing clearly. Even now, losing a piece, she doesn't care. Huh? Oh yeah, he's nervous in this. He's very nervous. Oh, he's just trying to. Okay. He can win this position. Yeah, you know, when you play bullet and stuff and your time gets low and you start hanging everything. Not a lot of time. She's still calm. Her whole demeanor hasn't changed throughout this game. She's just. He's very low on time. These kinds of clocks are very deceptive. It's the old school clock. Me. Well. Okay. Good game. All right. Now, let's look at this game. Because this is one of the sickest things you'll ever see in your life. If you haven't seen this one. And just to show the power of calm. Well, last night, there was a homeless guy out there. I got him some tea and some food. And then I was feeling good. And I came home and I won a poker tournament. Like a hyper turbo in the middle of the night. You gotta have your gratitude, folks. You gotta be do the right thing. Cold out there. So 1994, New York. I was here. They were running these tournaments at the Jacob Javits Center over on the far west side of New York City. This is a weird one. The idea is to play G3. Oh, F5 is very unusual. Although Clayton George used to play F5. Does anybody remember Clayton George? Clayton George III of Washington Square Park. He was a good chess player. Good chess player from a street player. And he used to play F5 in this position. I don't know why he played F5, but I guess Nigel's going to show us what Clayton already knew in the 80s. I mean, to me, it looks like you should start going for, to start to break down this pawn on F5. But I guess when you do that, you do leave some weaknesses, right? The F line opens. What about bishop h4 check? What is this? I mean, the king's going to have to start running up the board. How did this happen? She figures she's getting two bishops, and she doesn't mind her king on d2. I wouldn't be happy about that. Especially with the knight coming to c4. Queen f2, knight c4. What's going on? How did this happen? Okay, so something went terribly wrong. But I guess there's a cluster of pieces around. I mean, this d pawn is just hanging. What's going on? Yeah, you start thinking like, well, this is a grand. If you were seeing this in the park, you would say this wasn't a grandmaster. This would look like two fish. You would think this is two fish swimming around in the squares. Two stone cold fish. And then they tell you this guy was almost world champion. And this girl, top GM. And the king is on c3. down upon with the rook coming. How? Yeah, my buddy Luke Skywalker plays better than this. Luke Skywalker. There's some characters out there. Skywalker was on another level. Skywalker was a chess player in Washington Square Park. We had another guy out there called Moonbeam. Moonbeam was selling whistles for a living. And he was a pretty good chess player too. We had Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea learned how to play in prison. And he was a pimp. And he learned how to play. He was a good friend of mine. He ended up being a very after those years passed, he got old, and then had all those crazy experiences he told me about. And he say, because we had action at lunchtime, right? All the business people would come out for lunch, and we have slow time. That was about 2 when everybody went back to work. And he'd say, "Scotch and milk, scotch and milk." Well, let's go get scotch and milk. So that's kind of like was a weird thing, but I went for it with him. It's pretty good if you never had scotch and milk. I know it sounds nasty. It's kind of like liquor and cream, right? It's the same concept. So we have some scotch and milk, and then wait for the after work posse to show up and give us some money. It was fun. I miss those days so much. It's like when the internet came out, it killed everything. Meanwhile, meanwhile, okay, I lost track of time again. Look at this position. How did this happen? How did this happen? Look at this position. Where's the king? How did the king get way over there? What the hell? Okay, let's start from here again. The king jumped up to c3. All the pieces are in the house. She covered the b3 point with they covered the c4 knight from coming in. So why? So you just got to bring a rook to c8, right? Knight d4. Okay, is trading all the... Are you up material here, by the way? What's going on? I mean, this looks just dreadful. Queen takes f3. Oh my god. Why didn't you gobble the... I'm confused by this game, aren't you? What in the fake vegetables? Sorry guys, I'm really not understanding what's happening here. King b4. That's going to be mate. That would be another mate with bishop b5, by the way. You took the rook in the corner. And now there's some coordination. Bishop e3 is coming, and now the other pieces don't get in the game so easily. Oh my god, that's a threat. This doesn't make any sense. Develop. Chess in the 90s. Maybe New York just has an effect on your head. Like, you're in New York, something is wrong. Can I tell you, I seen Kramnik drunk out of his mind he was passed out drunk on 49th Street between 10th and 11th Avenue. Or was Ninth and 10th, on the corner of 10th. And Kramnik was passed out drunk because he was playing one of these tournaments in New York at the PCA. And at that time, he was an alcoholic, full-fledged alcoholic. And I lived on the corner of 49th and 10th. And I came outside, and Kramnik was passed out drunk, blackout drunk, like just laying there for hours. He was laying. I went upstairs. I came down. He was still passed out on the stoop. And meanwhile, Nigel's going to need the pub after this game because you have that position, and now you're going to get checkmated. Look at the beat. How did this happen? See, this is magic. This is the power of calm. This is the power. If you learn anything from this video, it's to maintain your equilibrium under dire circumstances. She wasted her time. She could have made a good cop. Or like a firefighter or somebody important. Because this is unbelievable. This is a miracle. Okay, I guess Knight. Oh my God, Knight takes F5. This is where she shines. Now she starts hitting him with shots. My God, she didn't even take it. Look at that. That's an exclam. That's a triple exclam. That's mate. Nigel. I wonder what he's thinking about. This is a guy who said that women can't play chess. Right? He went from that position in the opening to this position. That's very... you got talent, man. You got some talent to get from there to here. How you got from there to here is beyond me. Let's do... Wow. There she is again, just all the lines buzzing through her little head. How old is she here? She's very young. 17 something, 16. Could be 15, I don't know. So now she's completely winning. She just has to figure out the procedure, I guess. I guess bishop f1 would be a threat. Oh my God, bishop there. That's brutal. Look at that. Wow. What now? And D2. Oh, that's pain. That is painful. That has to be painful. That has to be very painful. I mean, to go from this position right here, from here to there, to from where we were. Count the pawns. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's 7. But this one's about to be evacuated from D4. There's vacuum on D4. And to go from there, from here, with the king running around the board on d2, and from there, okay, from this position to this position. Okay, well, have a good day, everyone. Gonna get some coffee, I guess, and we got PLO today.